right behind Ricky Craven, the car number. And looks like Shepherd will try to get in and can't make the move. Sticks the wall, and he will collect
Bobby Labonte. And also the car number 20. Oh, Spencer, was he involved in it as well up front there? Yeah, there he is, sitting in the middle of the racetrack.
So Jimmy Spencer, a victim as Shepherd's car smacks the inside retaining wall, slides across the track. Bobby Labonte has nowhere to go. Hard impact for Morgan Shepherd's Ford Thunderbird. 6 caution flagging today. Labonte's cars come to rest. Shepherd's cars come to rest. Let's look one more time. They're going around the car number 99 of Ricky Craven coming out of turn 4.
Well, and Craven gets down to the inside of the track. Shepherd sees a little bit of room in there, and he and Spencer touch, send Spencer to the outside wall, Shepherd to the inside wall, and here comes Bobby Labonte. Shepherd backs right up in front of him, nowhere to go. So the front 3 cars are taken out right here, and Todd Bodine has become the leader.
And Shepherd's car erupts in flames. Fortunately, the flame quickly extinguished. Once again, our leader, Jimmy Spencer, in the car number 20. Shepherd trying to get between Spencer and Craven. Those 2 cars touch.
Yeah, Shepherd saw the hole. He thought that he needed to move around Jimmy Spencer. And they touched, and it sent one way, Spencer to the outside, Shepherd to the inside. Then Shepherd bounced back up in front of the car number 44 of Bobby Labonte. And there's Spencer, disgusted.
An obviously distraught Jimmy Spencer, thinking he might have been on his way to his 3rd Busch win of the year, but now he will take a heavily damaged car back to the Dick Moroso shop.
Yeah, you can see that he's very, very disgusted because he was running very strong.
Jimmy Spencer was leading a minute ago, but he has climbed out of his damaged car and is standing by with John Kernan.
Well, Jimmy Spencer's made his way back into the garage area behind pit wall. Jimmy looked like he might have had him covered there, but a little trouble on the front stretch.
Yeah, you know, the 21 car took a cheap shot there, 3 wide. I mean, that was just stupidity on his part. I don't know what he was doing. Took us out of the race. And I really feel sorry for the Food City people and Days. You know, we've not had any racing luck on our side, but when it's on our side to win the races, I really feel we had a shot at winning tonight. But, you know, the Dailies people's been real supportive to us, and so is Food City. We're going to try and get them tomorrow night.
Tell me about tomorrow night. You had a chance to run a couple hundred laps here almost this evening. Quite a good competition out there. Looks like it should be a good race.
Well, John, I'll tell you something. I got to give Mr. Carrier a lot of credit for concreting this place. You know, it didn't tear up at all. Goodyear brought us a heck of a good tire. I think we're going to see one heck of a race Saturday night in the Buck 500.
That's Jimmy Spencer out of the race, but he's able to smile a little bit tonight, too.
Remember, Morgan Shepherd was involved. Violent impact. He has been taken to the care center, and John Kernan is called up with his Winston Cup car owner, Eddie Wood. John?
Well, Eddie, they brought Morgan in. They're in the ambulance. They're checking him out right now, but he did give you the thumbs up sign.
Yeah, he gave me the thumbs up and said my left foot may be broken, but he said that won't hurt nothing. I mean, he said I'm okay other than my foot. I think, I didn't see the wreck, but he said he got hit on the left side. They got an oil tank on those cars, and it probably crushed it, you know, maybe it hurt his left foot, yeah.
Do they have plans to take him to the hospital for further examination after they check him out here?
I don't know. They just have brought him back. He just gave me the okay sign. Said I'll be okay even if my foot's broke. So you know how them race car drivers are.
That's Eddie Wood.
Got to be a little bit concerned whether Morgan will be able to run the Budweiser 500.
Dennis Spencer's on the outside, and Nemechek wanting to go, but what can he do? The racetrack's only accommodating 2 cars right now. Up, big spin, right?
And everybody's in it. Nemechek hard on the brakes. He gets by.
Yeah,
a lot of damage, though.
Spencer and Setzer. Then Steve Grissom trying to race back to the flag, piles into Chuck Bound. Both cars get through, and that's Dennis Setzer in the other Bill Davis car, rubbing everything on the rear end. There's Nemechek's car, damaged to the left rear and the right front corner.
I'm like you, buddy. Our concern is his right front damage. We'll get a look at it. We'll try to tell what he's got.
Just push back in on the right front wheel there. You see right on the top of the wheel there, that's a big problem. They got to do some work on that.
Pit road not yet open. Glenn Jarrett is in Nemechek's pit waiting for that car to come in. We'll go to him then. And Spencer and Nemechek get together a little bit.
That was the case where Nemechek was shaking his car around to see what it felt like. Bet Spencer's going to go up there and repay him.
Oh, man.
They're just beating and banging on each other under caution.
Pit road will open this time around.
You know, when we go to super speedways, these things look like airplanes, aerodynamics. They come to here, they look like battleships. They just build them where they'll take a beat now when it comes to short track stuff.
The 2 leaders have pitted. Dotter and Labonte are in. So is Todd Bodine. So every driver involved in this championship is on pit road, but the one who may stay there the longest is Nemechek. Chuck Bown is also in. Let's see if we can figure out what happened down there in the corner.
NASCAR just had a 5-lap penalty, the 20 car of Jimmy Spencer.
Looked like Spencer and the 4 car got together coming up off the corner. There goes Spencer down the inside. Look at Nemechek. He got into the rear of the car, did a lot of damage.
96 to go. Tommy Ellis. Oh, and Nemechek gets turned around off the front of Spencer's car.
Spencer's moving again.
Caution is out.
Nemechek's cars, I'm sorry, got going. He didn't lose a lap.
Man.
He may have thought he had Spencer cleared as he came down the racetrack.
More front end damage.
Not sure on that one. Spencer was not really quite up to speed. Tommy Houston had given Spencer a wrap. Let's have a look at it. And Nemechek might have thought he had him cleared here.
Really got together going in that first turn.
Nemechek got it right back in gear and got going again. And the black flag is out for Tommy Ellis. Or excuse me,
Spencer.
I'm so used to saying that.
Yep.
The black flag is out for Jimmy Spencer. Sorry, Tommy.
Yeah, we just had a man walk to the window here from NASCAR and say that's it, he's out.
Yeah, we're told he'll be given the thumb and that Spencer will be ejected from the race. Again, the drivers meeting. You know, anytime a championship gets close, they always tell the drivers, you got 3 guys out here running for the title. Run your race, run to win. Try to give those guys a little room so they can battle for that championship themselves. And now in the pits, Nemechek, Grissom, Jeff Gordon, Tommy Ellis in relief of Robert Presley and Chuck Bown. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, once again, we're in Joe Nemechek's pit, and I've tried to keep an open-minded view of this, but I was looking right at that incident. Spencer waited on him. He waited till Joe got beside him, and he turned right into him. They're working on the right front of the car right now. There doesn't appear to be too much damage that they can't repair. The car is in shambles. He's down the lane. But again, they had to change right side tires. It's just, it's been one of those kind of days for Joe Nemechek, but by gosh, they're still out there trying.
And Spencer got a bit of it there with the right front.
Spencer making a motion to the flagman there. There's a replay going down in the corner.
See, Tommy used to give Spencer the boot there.
Ooh. Boy, awful wide down there. It's,
yep.
You know, if they hadn't have had that confrontation of caution before, you might leave a little more gap in there for questioning. And I think NASCAR's call was probably because it was 2 times in a row those 2 cars got together. There's Spencer down the inside. NASCAR's holding him at the end of pit road. But they said they were going to park him, not penalize laps, so we just have to see what happens.
They were about to restart this race. Jimmy Spencer tried to return to the racetrack, was denied that opportunity by the Busch Grand National officials. Glenn Jarrett is down in the Dick Moroso pit.
Well, Mike, Jimmy Spencer has climbed from the car. Jimmy, what's going on?
Well, you know, Glenn, I'll tell you something. We ran real well there and got bumped in the back. Got spun out, and I'll tell you something. I hated what happened there. Somebody let somebody come out of the pits there, and you know, I don't know who I run into, but I sure heck didn't mean it. But NASCAR thought it was my fault. They penalized me. My car owner decided to park the car. But, you know, Daly's first day people have been great to me all year long. I really think we had a shot at winning this race. Looking forward to next year.
Well, that's the version from the driver's point of view in car number 20.
There's the replay. You see Tommy Houston into the back of Spencer, who then gets going again. And into Joe Nemechek. Spencer was describing the previous incident.
Yeah, we overlooked, look at Chuck Bown up there in the wall. We overlooked that. Chuck's been running exceptionally well in this race, and he got involved in that accident too, really hurt him.
Well, there's bedlam here. Radio people are here. Joe's getting hugs from everybody involved. And Joe, I don't want to get too close to the car here. I don't want to tear my pants, but what a great job. I'm telling you, you had to come back from all kind of adversity.
Well, the last 15 laps after that caution, when I got Chuck, something happened to the right front, and you could hear it grinding up there, and I just come on, and then at the end I thought I could pass Mark, and Mark was running his best. I mean, he wasn't going to let me go by, and you know, Texas Pete, Lazito Pharmacy Chevrolet, all the other people that stuck with me this year, we did it. You know, this is I'm honored to be the champion, and I hope I can be a good champion next year.
Well, tell me, when all these things started going wrong, did you ever think that, oh man, this is just not my day?
I couldn't believe it. You know, the car was real good at the start, and I just kind of had to hold my own pace, and then all of a sudden I spun out, and I don't know if I had any help or not, and I just consider I lost it. You know, the car just got loose, and then it was uphill. Then we started getting in accidents, bumping into people, and you know, it's unbelievable to be here right now.
Well, the thing about it, though, is that about midway through the season, financial situation didn't look all that good, and I know you told me that from that point on, it was about a race-to-race deal, but by golly, you put things together and turn things around in about the best way possible.
Well, it's just great. You know, Texas Pete has been in this series for 6 years now, and we won their first 2 races this year, had their pole position, and now we win the championship, and man, you can't do much better than that. I mean, the team, my crew chief, Vic Kangas, all my sponsors, everybody, you people backed me all year, and you're the ones that made it happen.
Well, now we're going to get one more person into this. Andrea, we want to get Andrea on camera. This is Joe's fiance, and what a wedding present. They're going to be married on November 21st in Lakeland, Florida.
Thank you very much.
I think these people are pretty happy, and let's let them celebrate a little while. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Woo! We did it!
Glenn, they're going to have about $100,000 in season-ending bonuses to help honeymoon with.
Well, trouble on the stretch,
on the main straightaway. You've got Dallenbach, Brett Bodine involved. Others spinning are Jimmy Spencer on the main straightaway. Caution, lap 456. And now,
look at Terry Labonte. He's going to try to make up a lap on his teammate now. It's up to the lead car there to beat him back to the start-finishing line. He's not going to quite make it.
Not going to do it, missed by that much. Pit road is closed. We have, you see there, Spencer climbing from his car. Oh, Jimmy's going right over to Dallenbach. Oh, and he's got problems with Wally.
Ooh, don't do that.
Jimmy Spencer.
Steve Peterson with him, telling him calm down.
There's Buster Auten, the man walking with Spencer. Jimmy just enraged. You saw him bound out of his car and quickly run over to Dallenbach. Spencer, Musgrave, Brett Bodine was in there. There's Wally, and Wally says,
oh, and the conversation continues. I'll cross those 2 guys off each other's Christmas card list.
So, lap 456 under caution. Now, Brett Bodine, he was involved. Let's look at it again because it happened behind the leaders.
Spencer on the outside, yeah. He gets touched right there by Wally Dallenbach. That triggers the whole deal. Look at Jeff Bodine get by on the outside there. He gets hit in the back.
It was starting in front of him. Brett Bodine was ahead of him, and it had already started right in front of him when Spencer in the 15 got into it. I mean, everybody was all together still after that restart period.
Let's go down to pit lane. Randy is walking with Wally Dallenbach.
Well, he's obviously a bit peeved. I'll try and get a quick word with him. Wally, are you okay, and what happened?
I'm fine. I don't know. 23 gets in a wreck and takes half of us with him. Typical deal. You know, we had a good car. I think we run in the top 16 and 17. And these lap guys just, you know, they want you to get out of your way when you're lapped down, but when they're a couple laps down, they sit there and they race you all day long.
Okay, that's it from Wally Dallenbach.
So tempers just a tad short. Jimmy Spencer, in the last dozen races since we were here, has moved up 7 spots in the standings to 12th.
Trouble on the track, Robert. 3 cars involved. Up in turn 4.
Is Mike going to give Rusty a lap back?
Ryan Newman involved. Dave Blaney involved in the crash in turn 4.
I think the 97 of Kurt Busch, wasn't he involved as well?
Yeah, he was. He is driven away. without a lot of significant damage on his car, but that's the big one right there, the Ryan Newman car. Let's see if we can see what develops here, BP. 97 car slides up in front of the 26. Jimmy gives him a little boot. Of course, the 97's going around. Everybody jams up. Mark Martin sliding through sideways. Ryan Newman had nowhere to go. Martin did a great job saving that car.
He turned that baby, just turned it dead left.
That's his old dirt track experience coming in handy there, huh?
Another shot. We see the shot that Jimmy Spencer is going to give Kurt Busch. Just drives onto the back of the car.
And it looked from there like the 97 was loose, and he slid up in front of Jimmy, and he was still loose. He couldn't get after the gas, and Jimmy was already in the gas.
Michael Waltrip barely gets by in there.
15, he got into somebody big there. His hood is a lot of damage there.
This is when you drive just like you're qualifying. You give it all you got.
Here we go. Wreck in turn 2. The 38 goes around. Art Green. Now,
white flag. White flag. They got to run to the checker. This is it. The white's out. Here they come. Spencer underneath Jeff Green. It's a drag race.
All kinds of lap traffic back there. Here comes the 18 car up on the outside. Spencer's going to come back down
on the apron.
Oh, he shouldn't have done that.
No, he gave up 2 or 3 positions and turns Jack Sprague hard into the inside wall.
Yeah. Now Spencer's probably picked up a lot of trash on his tires. He's going to try him one more time down there on the apron. Probably shouldn't have done that. Jack Sprague's in the way. Round Sprague goes.
And he actually lost 2 positions because Scott Wimmer even got by him as well for 3rd.
Now Sprague, after that wreck, is out of his car, and he is running toward Jimmy Spencer's car. As are now a bunch of NASCAR officials running to intercept him. I think, as you said it, Spencer was coming, and Sprague, the lap car, was in his way.
We caught up with Jimmy Spencer. Jimmy, tell us about the last laps here.
Oh, man. Can you believe the race? I mean, that's what people come to Bristol for. That's what Fox is doing here. We just had a really good car, and we needed long runs. Lap cars are terrible today. I mean, absolutely pitiful. And that cost us a race. But, you know, Jeff Green had a really good race car. And on the restart there, I knew that I was in trouble because my car was too tight on restarts. And, you know, right there, heck, I ended up losing 3rd to all the way back to 4th, you know, because there was an accident. I got down there low and then tried to get by a couple lap cars there. Everybody slowed down. They forgot about racing back and cost me two more positions. But, yeah, I don't care where I finish if you don't win. Don't give a damn. It's a shame to say that, but we had a really good car. But I love this racetrack, and I was close, but I was only close enough to get probably 2nd, and I ended up 4th, but not paying attention probably.
Good luck tomorrow, Jimmy. Let's go back upstairs.
Jimmy Spencer gave it his all, and James Finch, just to see him end up 4th trying for the win, then settle for 2nd.
We got to change for the lead right here. Jimmy Spencer, he's down the bottom of the racetrack right here. They got Hermie Sadler out there, number 2 car. Break and get in the corner right here, Darrell. Right around the bottom.
Got to let him go. Got to fall in behind him, try to pass him back down here somewhere.
Clear.
Come back under him sometime, but just let him go right now.
Whoa, he hit him.
Go.
Busch got under him and muscled Jimmy Spencer. You don't see that often.
Spence is hanging on for dear life.
Get it up. You're right. Outside.
Big save by Spencer.
Message received.
Still out there.
You see him wiggling the car back and forth, Darrell. He got down on the apron, picked up all that trash on those hot tires.
He's just hoping he didn't cut a tire down in that contact.
Now, Sterling Marlin probably could have passed Spencer right there, but they are teammates, and Marlin's a lap down. Here it is again.
Like I said, get back up under him, and there he goes.
Many guys will save a car like that.
Ooh, a bumper for a bumper.
And not many guys would go up against Jimmy Spencer like that. Usually think you'd let Spence go.
Well, the nice thing, Darrell, is when you're in that car, everybody weighs 3,600 pounds.
Kurt Busch ain't a very big kid.
No.
His arms aren't real big.
Bail out, Mike Joy.
White flag.
All right, he's already celebrating. Don't say anything yet. Get it on around here.
Looking awesome. 1 to go.
Dale Earnhardt, Ernie Irvan, Elliott Sadler, Rusty Wallace, and now Kurt Busch is a first-time Winston Cup winner at Bristol. Matt Yoakum.
And the 23-year-old gets the big handshake finally from his veteran crew chief, Jimmy Finney. Curry, as more Gatorade comes in. You have dreamed about this for a long time, my friend. Congratulations, you finally reached it. What's it feel like?
This is unreal. This is absolutely unbelievable. I just have to thank the whole Jack Roush organization for making that swap, giving me Jimmy Finney, Sean Parker, this whole group of guys. This was awesome. We had pit strategy. I don't know why the 8 pitted, and Jimmy Spencer forgot about what he did to me at Phoenix last year. This was an awesome run for Rubbermaid. Sharpie on the car, $1 million offer. You can't get any better than this. This is Bristol. Hopefully come back in the fall race and do a double at the Sharpie 500.
Now those tires must be worth $1 million because you went 157 laps. Were you concerned at all?
I saw Ed Sadler do it here last spring. These tires last forever. Goodyear brought some good stuff that just keeps lasting. Jack brought the engine that keeps lasting. This was what it's all about, a team effort. It's just, this is victory lane. Woo!
Then another handshake by Jimmy Finney, Steve Burns. 162 laps on one set of tires last year for Elliott Sadler. This year, 157 for a new first-time winner here in Bristol.
Well, Jimmy Spencer finished second. He hasn't smiled since he got here. What happened between you and the winner, Kurt Busch?
Oh, he just smashed in the back bumper of my target car, but it had a big bullseye back there, and I guess he couldn't see too good, and he ends up winning the race that way. But I'll tell you, Team Target just ran really well today, and you know, I just think that it's pretty neat to come out of here with a top 5 finish. I felt like we should have had that last week also. The team is really, really strong, you know, and we'll get wins. There's no question in my mind we will. And the guys have done just an absolutely excellent job making calls on these cars, adjusting them, and we're getting better every week.
Second time you finish here in second position at Bristol, Tennessee. Jimmy, everybody thinks you're going to win. What do you think?
Oh, I know it. I think I'm going to win this year, and I'm going to win more than once, Dick. You know, I really, truly believe that. But you can't race. There's a lot of things you can and can't do, and one thing you can't do is just beat and bang with people and knock them up out of the way, especially racing for the lead. And you know, I notice a lot of guys don't do that, and they're the Winston Cup champions, like myself and Gordon did earlier in the race. And I really admire him the way he raced me, and I raced him. But some guys have to learn. They just have to learn the hard way.
Okay, thanks, Jimmy. Mike.
It's Kurt Busch with a hard crash.
That's too bad. He was flying. He was running very, very well. Looks like he might have tested that safer barrier one more time.
He was in 17th place at the time of the accident, after starting the race back in 38. Boy, he has pounded the wall with the left side of that Ford. And great news there.
Oh, he's mad at somebody.
Yes, he is.
He's angry at somebody. Think he's got his weapon? Oh, no, it's his hat. He's going down and just tell somebody when they go by that he's angry.
All right. Survey says. Who's he racing with there? We're here, and it's a red car. Jimmy Spencer? Yeah. That would be what, the third or fourth time this year that they've tangled?
Remember Bristol. You see, there goes Spencer. Off turn 4. We talk about Bristol. There's Kurt Busch. He was the winner at Bristol. But let's go back this spring. In April, Spencer makes a little contact with Kurt Busch, gets on the inside, takes the lead, just a few laps to go. Kurt Busch goes down to turn 1. Said, okay, Jimmy, out of the way you go, I go by and win the Bristol race. Spencer almost missed.
Now, they've made contact a couple of more times since then on the racetrack, too.
Because it was at Phoenix. Didn't that last year? The start of it last year at Phoenix.
All right, here's what happened today in Indy.
At the very top of the screen, Kurt Busch is on the inside of Jimmy Spencer. Down that long straightaway, Kurt moves over to get some air between the two cars. Get to turn 3. He just booted him out of the way.
Wow, that's not good.
Yeah.
mean, here you got the guy coming, okay, he passed him clean, and you can see the car was slowing up in front of you. I don't think Kurt's going to let that one go over too easy.
Kurt continuing to express his displeasure at Jimmy Spencer. Dave?
Well, Kurt Busch has just stepped out of the infield care center. Kurt, what do you think happened out there?
Oh, just been having troubles with turn 3 this weekend. In qualifying, we spun, and that put us in a bad position back there with the decrepit old has-beens, I guess. It's just been a tough way. I mean, when he calls out what he's going to do and then actually goes out there and does it, I mean, I guess he's a never-was is really the term that we need to bring up today. But real unfortunate, we had the car to beat. We were going to the front. Rubbermaid, very sorry about it. We'll go back and work at it next week. I mean, it's tough when you bump somebody at 100 miles an hour, and then when they come back and bump at 200 miles an hour. So if that's the way that Jimmy Spencer is, we know how he is, and we're not going to play like that.
All right, Kurt, I want to ask you one more question regarding the safer barrier. You hit it. How did that feel? You're the tester.
Yeah, I was the first one to test it out. I'm okay. I guess it did its job. I knew it was going to be a hard hit. I braced myself. You know, the lessons that we learned as far as Dr. Melvin and the things that he's implemented with us, it's great that I can walk away from a wreck like that, backing it at a 200-mile-an-hour rate.
What did it feel like, Kurt?
It felt bad. I mean, there's nothing that you can say that would describe exactly what happens except for standing in the boxing rink and having a heavyweight just knock you upside the head.
All right, that's what happened to Kurt today. We're back going green, Alan.
Whoa, push.
Oh, now loose. Get off the throttle. And he's going to lose the spot.
Oh, touch. Hit.
Yeah, they don't forget, do they? Oh. Nobody does in this business.
Kurt just wanted to hear his spotter say, clear, all right.
7th car fender, and I got mine. I needed to be further forward on his car.
And he just showed on TV, he just missed by about an inch of these two, not far enough forward.
Inches only count unless you're playing horseshoes and hand grenades. And I don't really want to play either with that clown.
I hear you, man.
Thing or what? Or am I?
7th car, 7.
Why did you let the 24 in front of you? This 7 car is great. He's perfect.
Look at Spencer just blow by Jeff. Well, I thought he was going by Gordon. Here comes Kurt Busch right up on the back bumper of Jimmy Spencer. Spencer gets loose. Wow.
That's arrow loose. At its best.
The leader. Kurt Busch out in front. So Kurt Busch takes over the lead for the first time all race long. Remember, back in June, he didn't lead here until lap 177. The checkers fall at 200. He won back in June.
You better. What do you got? You have the run of your life and you think you got something.
Kurt Busch and Jimmy Spencer kind of duked it out on the racetrack, and that flowed over to the post-race activities. Jimmy actually bumped the number 97 as they entered the garage area, and then sources tell me Jimmy got out of the car, approached Kurt Busch, and actually punched Kurt Busch. Authorities are looking into it, as is NASCAR.
Now, our request for an interview and explanation from NASCAR President Mike Helton was declined.
A team spokesperson said Jimmy Spencer would not comment on the situation until after the police investigation is concluded. But earlier this afternoon, I talked to Spencer's car owner, Jim Smith.
I've said it to everybody, 2 wrongs don't make a right, and I think Kurt Busch was, somebody tried to wreck me at 190 miles an hour. I wouldn't take it very kindly either, and I certainly wouldn't have parked my car behind that guy's hauler either. But you know, NASCAR did what they have to do, and I certainly support NASCAR on their situation. I think they should have done equally the same to Kurt Busch, because I think Kurt is, you know, I mean, it takes 2 people to create a situation, and as we've all found out after the issue, that there was a lot of intentional bumping and stuff going on the racetrack, and I don't condone that. We've all woke up the next day and said, why'd I do what I did yesterday? And there's nobody any more remorseful or sorry than Jimmy Spencer is today. And I'm going to tell you, when we were here for the appeal, he says, you know, I thought he was going to cry. He says he loves this sport so much, and he knows what he did was absolutely uncalled for. But, you know, if you don't have emotions in this sport, you don't belong in it. And, you know, it just, Kurt Busch pushed him over the edge.
Kurt Busch is here tonight. He starts 5th. He's with Marty Snyder.
Kurt, we've seen the video, we've heard the audio. What were your intentions when you made contact with Jimmy Spencer at Michigan?
I mean, what happened last week was an assault after the race, and what had happened leading up to that in the past was I've got 2 wrecked race cars out of it, and I don't respect Jimmy Spencer. And therefore, what happened over the audio during the race and then after the race was because of the fact I don't respect him. I never expected him to cross over that line. And so with having 2 wrecked race cars, that's why I don't respect him. And then having everybody else in the field, you know, I respect everybody out there. That's something I wouldn't do to anybody else except him. And so the things that had happened afterwards, obviously he was agitated. He came up to my window, and I'm not going to back down to him. I never thought he'd cross that line. So that's what happened. You know, what we've got to do now is move forward. And I chose to accept my probation and to help this thing move forward and put this behind us. And then what can happen in the future from this is I'm still going to be the aggressive driver on the track that wants to go to the front, but I don't want to wrinkle anybody's fenders doing it. I'm a guy that's a clean racer, and I know how to do it.
What did happen in the garage area after the race?
I think I stated what happened there. He came up, hit me in the rear, and then he came up to my window and punched me.
Are the penalties enough to make this whole feud over with, do you think?
I believe so. I mean, it's tough to say what's going to happen on his side, but on my side of it with the probation, I think we can move forward. We're going to accept it with grace and with dignity and show the honesty that I have within my organization and to all these other competitors out here that I can drive my race car under control and hopefully put on a good show doing it. I know Ricky Craven liked it. I know Johnny Benson did last year racing him. Just going for wins. That's what it's about.
Can you put this behind you and win tonight, Kurt?
We're going for it. I mean, we put a lap down at qualifying to be 5th on the board and just trying to make sure that we do one thing at a time this weekend. And now it's 1 lap at a time. You got to stay ahead at this track. You've got to make sure that you give the crew chief the right adjustments, and then he makes the right calls to give us the right tires and right fuel. We'll see what we can get. I'm happy to be here, and I'm looking to put this behind me.
He won here in March, going for the season sweep at Bristol. Bill?
And here's Matt.
Jimmy Spencer qualified 4th here in the spring. I bet you couldn't wait to get to Darlington, could you?
No, and as hot as it is too, but it's awesome. You know, take a week off. Sure didn't want to, and but you know, NASCAR has rules and you have to abide by them. So you know, I made a mistake and it's over with, and I'm sorry for what happened, but you know, we're at Darlington, and this is another sad case, the last Southern 500, and it's just special, this racetrack, and to watch Cale Yarborough, Bobby Allison, Buddy Baker, just David Pearson, just it's awesome. Bill Elliott won the first ever Winston Million. And a lot of things have changed in our sport, and I guess that it bothers me a little bit. You know, maybe I need to learn to change a little bit quicker with them.
How tough to sit on the couch last weekend, Jimmy?
Well, I got a different perspective now of the TV deal. You know, a lot of people are criticizing the TV package, and you know, I was sort of one of them. And when I watch it on TV, I realize there's so much going on at the event, so much happening that you can't see what you want to see because the TV producers pick what they have to pick. And sometimes they don't pick the right stuff, but I wouldn't want to be a producer because they got their hands full, especially a track like Bristol. You guys do a great job.
And you've been a pit reporter before.
I've been a pit reporter. It's tough. It's definitely hard.
Well, it's good to see him back behind the wheel of Mongo.
Bobby Hamilton unable to clear Papadine until just now.
Looks like he's got him cleared now. Look,
here comes Ricky Craven back on the outside.
Way on the outside.
Almost into the wall. They're dicing and dancing again as they cross the start finish. And Bobby Hamilton makes the pass. And problems right as they go across the start finish line. Another big crash as they go across the start-finish line, and the white flag had come out as they cross the start-finish line. That will mean, I believe, Bobby Hamilton will win the Florida Dodge Dealers 250.
I think you're exactly right. The field is automatically frozen when the caution flag comes out, and it looked like Bobby Hamilton had taken the lead.
Scoring-wise, Jimmy Spencer is just ahead of Bobby Hamilton on the scoring charts. Now we have to wait.
That may have been how they came across the start-finish line, but Bobby Hamilton passed Jimmy Spencer after the start-finish line, and they were by the start-finish line when the accident happened.
We'll have to find out from NASCAR when the caution came out and where Bobby Hamilton and Jimmy Spencer were at. Jimmy Spencer's son, anxious to find out, did his father just win the Florida Dodge Dealers 250, or will he be relegated to second?
This is tense. Bobby Hamilton just riding behind Jimmy Spencer.
And we have to remember, there are trucks that have come to a stop just inside of turn number 1. There was an accident that took place just as the pack was going by the start-finish line. Checkered flag flies. We'll find out if it's Jimmy Spencer or Bobby Hamilton.
Wow, Bobby Hamilton was aggressive on that last lap, wasn't he? Well, he sure was. He drove to the outside.
Ultra Motorsports celebrating.
I don't think we know the answer to this question yet, Rick.
Take another look at what took place as they went across the start-finish line. It was Jimmy Spencer in front of Bobby Hamilton by just about a half of a tenth of a second.
Yeah, that's not official. Now, they may have been celebrating, but we don't know who's going to be credited with this win.
What happened to Matt Crafton?
Matt Crafton gets on the inside.
Got loose and just turns right back up into this pack.
He's going to hit David Ruderman in the 17 truck. There's Jack Sprague. He gets hit into the outside wall.
And you see Bobby Hamilton and Jimmy Spencer were just side by side when that was all taking place.
Whatever NASCAR calls, it won't be a mistake. That was
they were within 3 or 4 feet anyway, so it can go either way.
What happened?
Take another look. Looks like Matt just got a little bit loose. I don't think there was any contact from David Ruderman. Boy, they made some hard contact in the outside wall. Thank goodness for the safer barriers, Michael.
Well, when they had the crash, when the crash started, Spencer was ahead. But when does NASCAR, when they flip the light on, when they throw the flag, when does it happen? How do we know who won the race right now?
That is a uniform process that takes place. It is all done up in the press box. NASCAR has a button. And when the caution needs to come out, that button is pushed. And right when that button is pushed, the computer freezes the field according to the last loop that the trucks went across.
Well, I'm going to guess Spencer won then. He had a bit of an advantage on him when the wreck was happening. So if they got the button pushed while the wreck was happening, which I know they did, I think maybe Spencer won.
And the most recent loop would have more than likely been the start-finish line. And Jimmy Spencer was ahead at the start-finish line.
As you mentioned, Phil, there are 18 loops around this 2.5-mile tri-oval. And so, depending upon how they're spaced out around this track, it's the last loop that they crossed. More than likely, it would be the start-finish line. Jimmy Spencer celebrating.
I don't blame him. I'd celebrate too.
This would be win number 2 for Jimmy Spencer in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. He is going to run the entire season in the Truck Series in that snap-on number 2.
He won in this very truck a couple years ago at Loudon, New Hampshire. And this truck with Ultra Motorsports won this race, the inaugural race back in 2000 with Mike Wallace.
Fans were seeing fireworks flying above the track. We saw a lot of fireworks taking place on the track tonight. Let's go down trackside to Wendy.
Bobby Hamilton is just discussing what happened at the end of the race. Did you think he won?
Well, I mean, they got footage of it, and they're supposed to use the footage. I don't know when the flag fell, but the light should have come on with the flag, and I was ahead of them when the light come on, because I looked in the mirror, I seen smoke. I was right down there at the end of pit road, the light come on, and I was a half a truck ahead of him. So that's where the timing line is, so I don't ever say nothing. They're going to have to show me that one.
All right, Bobby Hamilton a little bit upset at the finish of this race.
We're getting reports that NASCAR is reviewing the video right now. It may not be a done deal.
How come it always turns out like this?
This is drama.
That's exactly what this is. This is Daytona drama. It doesn't get any better.
Now, obviously, the trucks are crashing right there. And about right now, Bobby Hamilton, I think, takes the lead. We can't see that from right there.
All right, Jimmy Spencer's got to stay in the truck here as Red Dog Barnes' crew chief talks to him. Stand by for 1 second, because guess what? They're still reviewing video. I know this is crazy. It's not official yet, but let me tell you something. When they do announce it, if it's you, you're sitting in victory lane at Daytona.
I believe I won the race. I saw the accident happening behind me and stuff, and you know, I did not appreciate what Bobby did to me. He turned me sideways like that, and but that's life. He was trying to win a race too, but it's going to be a long year, and he's got a tough son of a bee driving this Team ASE Dodge. He is be careful. He ain't messing with some punk.
And it was a long day. Tell me about all the crazy things happened. No helmet to get the thing started, then speeding down pit road. I mean, a bent wheel trying to get out. This has been a wacky day.
It's really been a weird day, you know, and we got in a little altercation on pit road and knocked the toe, not the toe, but bent the wheel and got plastic on the grill. The thing ran up to 240 degrees. Just had a really tough day, but you know, all them Team ASC technicians out there support this team for year in and year out. Ron Weiner and his guys. Snap on 85th anniversary. You know, this is going to be an awesome year for Team ASE and Jimmy Smith and myself and Teddy Musgrave. I'm just excited about being on board this truck, and I believe I won this race. I know that.
Well, we're going to check on it, so do me a favor. Sit right there, and we'll let you know in just a second.
We may see someone going to victory lane to push the 2 truck out of victory lane and push the 04 of Bobby Hamilton into victory lane. Look at Bobby Hamilton.
He's celebrating right now, Rick.
Is that celebration or frustration? Let's go down to Wendy.
Bobby Hamilton just asked, can I drive it to victory lane now? Congratulations.
Like I said, it's I believe in the system. I wouldn't accuse nobody of nothing. I said I sure hope they check that, because I'm real aware of what goes on, and I mean, I nosed out ahead of him. He blocked me. I got to run on the outside, and I got ahead of him, and the lights come on, and I was ahead of him when the lights come on. That don't necessarily mean anything, and I said, I'm going to stay calm about this, because they've always been real fair with it in the past, but I'm just proud for this is Lufkin WIS Pro Series, their first race with us, and Bailey's first race with us. I wish Casey hadn't gotten that crash, but they're going to be a great partner of ours, a good night for Dodge, no matter how it turns out, so it's a cool night. I hope Chase is okay and Casey's okay, and Deborah done a heck of a job tonight with the Easy Care Dodge. I mean, I'm just proud of BHR as a whole.
For our first night in the 2005 season, have you ever experienced such an ending?
This is what NASCAR racing is all about, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
All right, Bobby Hamilton will surely take this victory in Daytona. Let's check in with Ray.
All right, well, Jimmy Spencer stays in the seat here. He was just about to climb out, and he is getting the official word. Guess what? You're second today, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe that. That's hard to believe.
Unbelievable. This is just like Homestead whenever we didn't know for sure who the champion was at the end of 2003. They're going to fire up the Snap-on ASE Dodge, and they're going to back it up. Here goes Jimmy Spencer. The crew is back here, and everyone says, well, I can't believe it. That's just the word down here in victory lane. So Jimmy Spencer will leave, and I believe they'll push over Bobby Hamilton's 04 truck, and there'll be a very strange victory celebration here at Daytona. Well, here comes Bobby Hamilton out of this racetrack. They call the chassis freak. Joe Rutman drove it to victory lane here. Robert Presley drove it to victory lane. And Bobby Hamilton finally drove it to victory lane. What an unbelievable day.
I tell you what, I mean, we elected to stay at the back of the same, run it 2 laps in practice, and had a good test down here. Just so much support. We got new people on this year. Clifty Farms come on with us. Lufkin with the Pro Series, the WIS Pro Series. Bailey's family coming on. It's just a huge night for BHR, and we used to be real strong here at Daytona. I got a little concerned. That turned out pretty nice.
Now, Jimmy Spencer was here a little earlier. He thought he was the winner, and he came in here, and he said he wasn't very happy about the way you drove him at the end. He said, you can't push that punk around.
Well, he cut down on me. He's lucky I didn't turn him around. He's lucky he was in a Dodge. But Jimmy's just tough. You come to the last lap, and that's sort of just the way it is. I mean, I think the world of Jimmy, and he knows I wouldn't take him out, but I got my nose up under and had to let out the gas. It was so bad, so I said, okay, I'll just go the other side.
You've watched your truck in victory lane here a couple times, but now you get to drive it in. How much better is that?
It's pretty cool. It feels real good. Great racetrack. I've always loved coming here. I love this kind of racing. Had a blast in the Crown Royal IROC Series night, finished third in that, so got the Busch race tomorrow, see what happens there, see if we can pull a decent finish out, and I'm going to sit back and drink a cold one and watch the Daytona 500 in a Dodge Suite.
All right, congratulations. Enjoy victory lane. Bobby Hamilton gets win number 9 for BHR.